All right, so the first thing I wanted to look up was this total number of COVID cases in the US. So it looks like, here it is, there's been 5.14 million confirmed cases and 164,000 deaths. Now that's the US. All right, so basically the number of confirmed cases is still less than Maryland's total population. Just to put it into context, that's all I'm trying to do. I mean, Maryland's a relatively small state, so you basically have one small state, and even then, there's still some people in that state that are fine. Now, of those, 164,000 have... What are my searches up here? Have 164,000 of them have died. So again, let's do some quick math. Where's the calculator? Calculator. So, I forgot the numbers. Hold on. So we have 164,000 deaths out of 5.14 million cases. That is 3.19% of people who get the disease die. That means the other 96.81% are fine. If you ask me, that does not sound that much of a big issue. So basically, this is saying you have a 96.81% chance of getting better when you get COVID. That's not even of getting COVID. That's just if you get it, you got a 96.81% chance of making it through. Like, okay, that sounds pretty good. I mean, if you were gonna have a surgery for something major, say you're gonna have like say you had cancer, and the doctor was like, yeah, we can remove this. You got a 3.19% chance that you might die, but other than that, we feel like it'll be highly successful. I don't think you'd be like, oh God, I gotta really think about this. There's a 3% chance I might die. No, you'd be like, that's it, 3%. Oh, that's wicked good odds. I mean, some people go into surgery with 50-50 odds. 3% is... You'd be like, yeah, well, what are you telling me for? I don't care. Don't do it. So, also, new number now is in the context of the United States population as a whole. So first we're going to do infected cases. So it's 5.14 million, and the U.S. population is 328.2 million. So 5.14 million people have been a confirmed case, divided by 328.2. So, out of the entire U.S. population, 1.56% of the population has gotten it. 1.56. Okay? Like, you know how they talk about the top 1% of the people are super loaded? Yeah, that's not even that many people. And that's basically the same amount of people that have been confirmed with corona. Like, how is this such a threat? So anyways, though, new math problem is how many have died in the context of the entire population. So that was 164,000 divided by 328 point... Whoops, I can't, not doing it two. What was it? 328.2. Yep, 2. Okay. Now, just in case you're dumb, times 100 for 100%. We're looking at 0.049969530773918% of the population. 0.04. That is the percentage. That is, I already did the times 100. That is the percentage of people who have died of the U.S. population who have died from COVID-19. 0.04%. I mean, that's not even 1/40th of a percent. That's less than 1/40th of a percent. Right? Or 1/20th, my bad. Less than 1/20th of a percent. Like, I don't want to downplay those people that died. I don't want to downplay anybody who's even gotten it, because, the media makes it sound scary, and I don't know what it's like. It could be a miserable experience while you have the virus. Maybe, I don't know how it feels, what it does to you. But at the end of the day, like, Butch, what are you doing? Get out of there. You know, I don't want to downplay any of it, but at the end of the day, what ends up happening is like, these numbers are not that significant. 1.5% of the U.S. population has gotten the virus. So the other 98.5% of us are fine. And we all have to wear a mask, though, to protect others. Because 1.5% of the population's had it, so we all have to wear a mask? Really? And then of those, well, not even of those. I mean, yeah, of those. What was the number of those that had it that died? I forget the number. It was also low, though. But of the population as a whole, 0.049% of the population has died. Like I said, not trying to downplay them, but that's not even that significant a number. I could see if this was like 10%, it'd be like, oh my god, this is crazy. Even 1% dying of the population as a whole, now that would be significant. If the 1.5% died and wasn't just people that were infected, yeah, then it would be like, okay, this kind of is crazy. But no, the number is 0.049. Not even 1/20th. And I'll prove 1 divided by 20, 0.05. See? So I know my math. It's probably like what, 1/21th of a one, however the word is. Yeah, close to 1/21 of a percent. Of a percent. Of 1. It's a tiny fraction. 164 divided by 5. What was the... Let me go back to this again. 514140000. Yeah, that's what it was. It was only 3.19% of the people that had the virus that died anyways. So, yeah, okay, that's significant enough. 3% of the people who have it, but still, it's like, I could see if it was like 80% people who've gotten it, then it'll be like, oh my god, this thing is deadly. No, it's just 3.19%. And it's like, it says, they've always said that people with pre-existing conditions are more likely to die from it. So that means, what did these people have? Maybe they were elderly, maybe they had, sickle cell anemia, maybe they had AIDS, maybe they had emphysema. Obviously there was something that helped encourage that anyway. So my point is again, not to try to downplay them, but maybe, like, they were weakened I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know, it's just 3% is not, it's nothing. What's the percentage of people in the military? I should have looked that up, just think about that now. What's the percentage of people in the military? I mean, all the military, Air Force, Army, Marines, and SEALs, and all that. All of it combined. How many people are in the military? Because potentially all of them can die if a war breaks out. But that's okay, right? But 3.19% of people of the percentage, as 3.19% of the people who were infected, which was only 1.5% of the population in general, die, and this becomes a pandemic, and everyone has to act like a freak. The whole world needs to shut down. Cinemas can't be open, restaurants can't be open, everyone has to wear a mask and everything for 0.049% of people dying. Like, really? I don't know. And then I wanted to just point out this as well. Influenza death rates of 2019. The CDC, same exact place that's talking about COVID, okay? So that's the best information I have. Estimates that influenza is associated with more than 35.5 million illnesses, more than 16.5 million medical visits, 490,600 hospitalizations, and 34,200 deaths during the 2018-2019 influenza season. So, okay, I guess in one hand, the flu results in significantly less deaths, so there's that. But at the same time, it's still a massive number of illnesses that are caused by it, massive number of medical visits as a result of it, a good amount of hospitalizations, 490,600 hospitalizations. 164,000 people have died from coronavirus, but 490,600 people have been hospitalized because of it. So, because of influenza, not because of corona. So, the regular flu is no joke either, but we don't shut down the world because of the flu. We don't have to wear masks because of the flu. We don't have to, you know what I mean? Now, the only difference, though, maybe you could say, oh, actually, no, in defense of the deaths, that's what I meant, you could say is because they have the flu shot. So, okay, people get the flu shot, that gives them like a little immunity boost to this before they get it. But, I don't know, my perception is, I feel like the media definitely is way overhyping this condition. It is not as severe as I think that they're trying to make it. I mean, let's put it this way as well. I don't know anybody who's had it. I work 2 jobs. I've been fine through it all. One of my jobs is working with the public. I work on a highway. You get all kinds of people coming through there. Truckers, long distance people, drive-in or whatever, you know. I'm fine. All the people I work with are fine. Like, I don't know. Is this really that severe? I'm not trying to jinx myself and get it, but I'm just saying, like, if I have 2 jobs. If there's any chance of somebody getting this, you know, wouldn't I be at high risk between 2 jobs, one of them being with the public in such a highly diversely traveled area? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then you look at the numbers that I just did. 0.049% of the population has died from this. It's like, is that really that much of a threat that we need to call this a pandemic and literally shut the entire country down? You can't go to the movies because of 0.09% of the population? Again, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk and downplay those people. Obviously, those families are sad and, you know, they lost somebody. They're never going to get to see them again or anything. So I get that. But I just mean, like 10% would be more of like a wow number. You know what I mean? Like, if it was like, well, this is 10% of people. Jeez. No, it's 0.049. Like, really? I don't know. I do plan on making a T forecast about this. Maybe I'll stop talking here before this gets too much, and then all of a sudden it turns into my T forecast, and I'm like, whoops. So, yeah, that's about it. Thanks for checking this out. And until the next one, you already know, I said see ya.